my name is Agustin Jaramillo. Thank you for joining us on CAN TV. I'm here representing Greater Westtown along with one of our instructors, Mr. William Molina.
How you doing? Good to be here.
So what we'll be doing is spending the next few minutes with you talking about our training program and more specifically our shipping and receiving training program. We have some questions that we are going to ask of Mr. Molina, but please feel free to call in if you have any further questions. So first I'd like to just talk to Mr. Molina real quickly about the program and about what it is that Greater Westtown offers. So I'd like to open that up to you, William. Okay. Tell the audience about the shipping and receiving training program and specifically what the shipping and receiving training program entails.
Okay, well, the shipping and receiving training program is an excellent opportunity for anybody out there that's unemployed, that's looking for a job, that wants to find something that they can do where they can make money and hopefully grow into a career. The shipping and receiving program is about 12 weeks long. It's Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 3:30. So it's basically full-time vocational training in a career trade. So you will learn logistics and what it takes, the skills that it would take to work in a warehouse.
What specifically, if you could tell us, what subjects will a participant cover if they come through the training program?
Sure. They'll be covering things like computerized inventory control, barcode scanning. You'll learn how to use the UPS computerized world ship system, FedEx Express. They work with the ASAP system, which is a computerized system as well for barcode scanning. We also have a forklift component where you can through the National Safety Council. You will learn everything that it takes in order to get your OSHA certificate for operating a forklift. We have 6 different pieces of equipment, which later on we brought some video that we can show. And also you get job readiness, and job readiness is an amazing thing because you were talking about how to answer interview questions, how to compose a resume, thank you letter, cover letter, how to present yourself on an interview, all the skills that you would need to go out there to make your mark and get that job.
So I think if anyone's watching this and they're wondering about the program itself, do you need any specific skills before you even start this training program?
Well, it's always great if you have a little bit of knowledge in the particular field that you're trying to study, but no, it's not necessary. We get people that never worked shipping and receiving before, and basically when they come to us, you learn from the beginning what it takes from scratch, the whole 9 yards. So being that we work, it's a hands-on facility, so you're talking about you're not just sitting in a classroom learning and writing and reading and so on. You're practicing learning things such as terminology, documentation, and all the things that you would need to do in that type of environment. Then the beautiful thing about it is that we work in an actual warehouse environment. So we have two warehouses that we utilize, and so we have actual product. So we run what's called a mock distribution company. So you'll see there's product, there's plumbing, there's beverages, there's dry food product. So we have different SKU codes, so that way you can practice picking orders, packing orders, palletizing orders according to load patterns to make sure your load is equally balanced. We have electric stretch map machines. So you're going to feel like you're on the job. That's what makes it unique. Mm-hmm. It's not just when you're coming to school and sitting there. You're actually working like if you were on the job. And why is that important? Well, a lot of people, one of the biggest problems they have is once they start a job, it's keeping the job that's difficult for people. Yeah. When you go into a job and you really don't know what to do and they have to explain to you, you're really nervous and you're kind of concerned about, will I do it right? Am I going to make a mistake? Well, when you have knowledge under your belt and you know what you're doing and you go out there to work, it's a beautiful thing because you can hit the floor running. You feel a lot more confident. And nothing's better than going into something that you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So it's a great thing.
When it comes to the training program in general, we right now currently do have a class in session. We are close to the midterm, and I'd like to ask Mr. Molina if he could explain a little bit about a midterm assessment that we call warehouse utilization. I apologize.
Yeah, specialization.
And that, I think that helps the students in understanding how the warehouse is made, or at least how the planning of a warehouse is created in order for the inventory and the locations to be in the correct place. So if you could just maybe a minute?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. Warehouse specialization projects, midpoint through the training, we're going to see how much you know. So we basically have to design a warehouse from scratch. You will create your own blueprint, Plan it out so that way you can receive your stock, which you will be receiving. We have inventory that you receive, and then you're going to stage it and set it up by location. So you're going to create your locations. You're going to move the product in a way that creates a flowing warehouse. We have what's called FIFO, first in, first out. So you'll learn all that terminology and what it means and how to set up a warehouse that flows that way exactly. You're going to feel like you're actually on the job. And how has this helped? Well, we've had some students that were placed at a company, and they actually implemented the warehouse space utilization that they learned, and they actually organized warehouses really nicely. And it came up to a promotion for us. One of our students became a supervisor because of it. So it's a great thing. You're going to feel like you're really on the job. It's really exciting, and you get to really go out there and practice the skills that you're learning in the classroom.
That's great. Thank you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show on the screen some information about our program. I'll read it along with you. So if you have a pen and paper, you want to write it down, grab your cell phone, take a picture of the screen. However you get this information, let me go ahead and put this on the screen. We are Greater Westtown Training Partnership, the Shipping and Receiving Training Program. We are located at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard, Chicago, Illinois 60612. Our phone number is 1312-563-9028. You can also find us on Facebook.com/Greater Westtown, and our website, www.gwtp.org. If you would like to give us a call at our phone number, we can set you up for an orientation, which happens every Wednesday at 8:45. Our next training will begin in August, so please start calling to reserve a seat.
Yeah, we have a caller now.
Yes, we do have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, what's your question?
I'm interested in the program.
Okay. How can we help you? What's your question?
I would just like to know what's actually the training skills about.
I'm sorry, I have a hard time hearing. You said what's the training about?
Right.
Yeah, well, it's to learn the skills that are necessary to work in a warehouse environment. So basically, the skills that you learn with us, forklift operation, computerized inventory control, cycle counting, all of the things that you would use at any type of warehouse. And that's what we will teach you.
Along with forklift driving and all that?
Yes, we provide forklift training as well. We run one of the most intense forklift trainings in Illinois. We do obstacle courses. We do troubleshooting. You will learn how to maneuverability. And once you do that and you comply with all of the practices that we give you, then you can obtain your forklift certification. And our forklift certification is universal. You can use it in any company.
Okay, so how do I go about as far as signing up or...
Okay, yeah, well, we're going to flash for your benefit the phone number on the screen. If you call that number that you see on your screen, we're going to flash it right now. That's 312-563-9028. Give us a call, and somebody will give you an appointment to come on in on Wednesday at 8:45 a.m. We have orientation, and there you will get a tour. You'll find out what it's all about. If you're interested, you can apply right then and there. And I want you to know, and the viewers to know, that it's completely at no cost. There's no cost to you if you're interested in the program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So what I would like to see if Mr. Molina would like to talk. We do have some slides here, some pictures, and I'd like to Mr. Molina to explain what these are, and in order to better help the viewer understand what we have in our facilities that are available. So I'm gonna put this picture right here.
Okay, so what you're seeing right now is actually one of our warehouses. We have more than one. So we have a very large facility where you get to practice, and this is where the nitty-gritty of forklift is practiced. We have different loads of different dimensions, so you learn how to pick up the loads, how to drive around those columns that you see there with and without a load, doing figure eights forward and reverse. You'll learn how to troubleshoot loads. And in here also we practice our inventory control, and we stage our warehouse with space utilization as well.
Can I get to the picture for the inventory?
Sure.
Here's one of our...
This is just one of the pieces of equipment that we use. This is a Yale electric pallet rider, and you will learn how to use this in order to pick up different loads, engage loads.
think the next one is our inventory control.
Okay, so here we have people practicing inventory control. So they actually get orders to pick, and you actually need to organize and do cycle counts. So it's just like being on the job. When people come through for tours, they look and they go, wow, they think we're an actual company because we run a mock distribution company. So we're basically picking orders, packing orders, and moving different stock around so you can actually learn the real practice of what it takes to work in a warehouse environment.
So I would like for you to help explain a little bit about the eligibility of this program.
Sure.
So can you tell us who is eligible? Is there an age requirement? What is needed in order for them to attend one of our programs?
So the age requirement is 18 and above. So we placed a gentleman that was 69 years old at a hospital. In a hospital warehouse. So it doesn't matter what age you are. If you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You can live in the Chicago area, around the Chicago area, surrounding suburbs. You qualify to be in the program. It's for low income or people who are unemployed. If you're collecting unemployment, if you're low income, if you're not collecting unemployment, if you're on public aid, it doesn't matter. You would qualify for the program because of that. So you would meet the income criteria.
Now, do you need a high school diploma?
No, you do not need a high school diploma. And as a matter of fact, while you're there, we do English and math remediation because, when you've been out of school for a while, it's kind of hard to come back to it. So basically what we will teach you, but we will also, with what you learn there, our English teacher is more than gracious enough to help you with what's called the pre-GED test. So we've had students that come through that not only did they get the shipping and receiving certificate, but they were also able to prepare and practice for the actual GED and were able to obtain their GED diploma. Mm-hmm. So you can kill two birds with one stone. So what I say to you, if you're sitting out there right now, get off the couch, go to that phone and make that call in and start getting information on how you can come in. Because this is not just a job, it's an opportunity for a career as well.
Mm-hmm. So we do usually get questions pertaining to the career, like you had mentioned. Mm-hmm. What is the upside to getting a training program, and why should people even be considering? Why should they even consider shipping and receiving as a career?
Sure, because number one, we're in a competitive market right now. Yes, there's jobs out there, but for people who have skills, technology is on the increase right now, and basically, if you go to your average stores, grocery stores, you'll see 2 registers with a cashier, and the rest are all self-checkouts. These are all inventory scanning systems. In major companies where they're using all this type of technology, so it's important because you'll have a skill under your belt that no matter what happens, if the company was to close down, you can go to another company because you never lose your skills. You can always take those with you. Another thing is, to obtain a job, you don't just want a job. You want something that you can grow in, something that where you can create a career out of, because it's a great opportunity for that because you have the skills and the know-how. Another thing is that shipping and receiving is universal. Everywhere around the world, people, anybody who manufactures a product, whether a small, medium, or large company, they need people to receive goods, they need people to ship goods. So it's basically a recession-proof kind of a job, if I can say that. It's kind of recession-proof because even though if the economy is bad, hospitals still have to receive their goods, people still have to buy food, so the supermarkets have to receive their food, clothing, all the essentials that are necessary. Logistics moves the world. And basically, when you know shipping and receiving, it creates a great opportunity for you to have a skill that can keep you employed, for the rest of your life until you retire.
Yeah. I'm gonna show on the screen our address and our phone number again, and then we'll go ahead and talk about how, now that we've discussed a little bit about the program and a little bit about the industry, what happens in the middle that I'm sure is going to be a good segue into that. Like how do we get someone from training to a job, and what we do and what the program does to facilitate that. So again, on the screen you're going to see that we have the shipping and receiving training program, and our location, 500 North Sacramento Boulevard, Chicago, Illinois, 60612. Our phone number is 312-563-9028. You can also find us on Facebook.com/Greater Westtown, and our website at gwtp.org. We hold orientations most Wednesdays at 8:45, and our next training begins in August. I know it does say most Wednesdays, but definitely we'll be holding orientation tomorrow morning at 8:45. So if you don't have time to call, but you know where we're located, 500 North Sacramento Boulevard, just stop by and let us know that you heard about us through CAN TV and that you're there to get more information about the program. Okay, so now one of the things that happens, aside from the training and the industry, How do we connect those two? What does the program do in order to facilitate the movement from training into working?
Okay, so the great thing about it is that since the inception of the program, we've had employers involved in the mix. So employers provided a curriculum, they gave us advice as far as what we should do and how we can make this program take off. And so far, the program has been very successful. So these employers have bought into the program as well. So when people need someone that, for example, knows how to do inventory, cycle counting, or they need somebody to operate a forklift, they call us because we built a reputation and we're pretty well known. So employers basically call us and say, hey, look, I need a couple of people. So what we do is we facilitate that by setting up the interview and making sure you make it out to this interview. So and I want to say about over 90% of the time people get jobs. So it's all up to you. If you practice the skills that you know, you use your good marketing skills, which you're going to learn also at the program because we have a component that deals with marketing yourself, you shouldn't have any issues with getting this job. And within that employment piece, people say, but what if I have a background? Because that's another thing. People, I have a background. I don't know if the employer's going to work with me. Well, we've been pretty successful at placing people who have backgrounds because we have employers who are background friendly. Also, we take on a case-by-case basis, we will work with you and see what we can do to help you to make sure that you obtain employment. So it's a great opportunity. Like I said, we established a great relationship with employers, so we're known, and plus those employers tell other employers, and next thing you know, we have a lot of job orders coming through. So right now, we're pretty good as far as jobs are concerned. We have a lot of job orders in. We're looking for a few good men and women that want to come in and learn this trade and take off with it.
Aside from the training aspect, and now we're learning more about our the organization's ability to connect with other employer partners. What advice would you have for someone, if there is anyone watching us right now? What advice do you have them for them to do to get into the program? We already know about calling. We already know about going to orientation. But what other advice would you give someone that really wants to be a part of this program?
Sure, just come on in to 500 North Sacramento. We'd be more than glad to greet you when you come in. We'll show you what the program entails. We'll give you a tour. That's why orientation is important. Every Wednesday, those orientations, they're open. You basically come in whether you have an appointment or not. Just walk in, and like Mr. Agustin said, if you don't have an appointment but you heard about us here in Canton Call, just come on in and say, I saw you in Canton Call. And I say, get off the couch, move, make it happen. Because the problem, I say this all the time, tomorrow never comes today. So when you're saying tomorrow, it never comes today. The best thing to do is get up today, get off the couch, get off wherever you're at, and come on in and take a tour and find out what we're about. If you're interested, you can fill out an application. It's a very simple process. You fill out the application. We ask you that you bring in your documentation, Social Security and the birth certificate, things like that. Have that ready for us. But on the orientation, don't worry about it. If you don't have that right now, just come on in and see what it's all about. That's the most important thing, is taking that first step. They say that a journey of 10,000 miles starts with that first step. So take that first step.
All right. What I would like also to offer people, if you call and you're interested, but you really don't have maybe the time for a Wednesday 8:45, it's too early. But I would really like you guys to call the number that I'm going to put back on the screen and just let us know you're interested, and then we can keep you up to date on through text messaging about the next possible orientations. If you're interested, this is a service that we do provide just to keep you motivated. And if this is a change, if this is something that you'd like to do, give us a call. Let us know. Hey, Wednesdays are pretty tough, but I'm still interested in the program, and we'll put you on a text list, and we'll be able to send you a weekly reminders if you'd like, in order just to keep you involved with the process that's going on. So
I'm glad you put that picture up there. Before you flash the number,
okay.
What you're seeing here is our other warehouse. Now, if you look at it, you'll notice that there's product in there, and you'll see that there's cases, and they all got their labels on them. So basically, it looks like you're actually in a work factory. And when you walk in, that's exactly the feel that you have. So that's why when I say it's hands-on, it really is. It's hands-on. You're actually working. You're actually doing the job. So that's what makes it easier for you to transition the skills that you learn into the world of work. So I recommend Mr. Augustine put that number up there again. Make that call. He asked what was the first step. Make that phone call. 312-563-9028. Give us a call. Somebody will be there to answer your phone call, to answer any questions you may have. And if you need directions, they'll also provide directions as well, so you can make it to our facility. If like Mr. Augustine was saying, if Wednesday's not a good day, then we don't turn people away. If you come on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day you come, we don't turn people away. We'll be more than glad to talk to you and give you information and help you in the application process for the program. I know we brought some more pictures.
Oh yeah. We can go through some pictures here of students.
Here you see some students. They finished picking a load. They have their load labeled. They check their inventory, and now they're properly packaging the items, ready to ship them out. So they're using our electric stretch wrap. They learn how to do that manually and also on the electric stretch wrap machine as well. As you can see, there's men and women working together. Here they're checking inventory. They're making sure that what's going out is correct. They're checking their labeling. And you see the supervisor standing right there, or not the supervisor, but one of the instructors, supervising what's going on, making sure that everything goes very carefully, because we're big on safety. We work according to the National Safety Council. We also work with OSHA. So we have a OSHA 10-hour card program for the general industry. So we do a lot of safety when you're doing this.
So when we're talking specifically class schedule, how long is this program? I don't think we've discussed the length of the program.
The program is 12 weeks long, which is very quick. You know, if you go to a school where you're going to have to pay tuition, get a loan, and be there for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you know, this program, there's no loans to take. It's completely at no cost to you. It's 12 weeks long, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 3:30, which goes very quickly. And also on top of that, we provide a stipend for car fare. So if you take a public transportation, we'll give you a 7-day rental card. If you drive a car, we'll provide you with a gas card every week. So there's no excuses. I don't have car fare. Well, guess what? We got it for you. Well, I don't have materials. Well, guess what? We provide it for you. We provide you with everything that you need. We provide you with a locker, with a lock. We have a community kitchen where you can cook your lunch, and there's microwaves and refrigerator. I mean, we provide everything that you need to make this possible. And like I said, it's at no cost. It won't cost you a dime. The only thing that we cannot provide you with is a good attitude and being there on time every day. Because this is just like a job. When you come in here, it's just like a job when you're coming into our training program. So that way, when you leave there, you're going to go right in and just keep doing what you've learned and keep on prospering and moving up. And there's a lot of success stories that we have. I mean, we have a gentleman that came in, as a matter of fact, that he was having a difficult time because he had a slight handicap in one hand. And this gentleman, he just finished coming out of prison. He was in a halfway house, and I mean, he really had lost his wife and children because of his situation. And he came in and he asked for an opportunity, he asked for a chance, and we saw the genuineness and sincerity in this gentleman. So we gave him that opportunity. And I'll tell you something, his demeanor, his attitude, the energy he has, his enthusiasm, it was amazing. I mean, this guy would come in and he would assist other students if they needed help. He would tutor. And before I asked, when I needed a volunteer, before I finished the sentence, he was already raising his hand. So this guy wanted to graduating in the 11th week. He finished early. We did an early placement with him, and we placed him at this company. And a week later, I checked up on him. The employer said that he loved him, that what a great attitude, what a hardworking guy. On graduation day, what touched me was that I saw this same gentleman walking in a nice suit, and he's coming down, but not by himself. He was actually holding his wife's hand and his children. He had his 2 daughters with him, so he was able to get his family back together. It's a real happy success story, because he came up to me and said, "Hey, Mr. Molina, I got my family back. I got a job, I got my family." I mean, his whole life did a complete turnaround, because he's a man that in spite of all his obstacles, he gave it 100%, and he made it happen. So we can give you all the tools that you need, but the one who has to pick up the tools and utilize them is you. So if you have a good attitude and you really want to do this and you really want to change your life around and do something positive, we offer all the support and help that you need when you come through our doors. So that's why we say call that number and come on in and make that appointment to come in as well.
Yeah, I'll put that number back on the screen just so you guys can see it. Here you go again. Our phone number is 1312-563-9028, 1-312-563-9028. We are located at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard, Chicago, Illinois 60612. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Greater Westtown. Our website, gwtp.org. And we hold orientations every Wednesday at 8:45. Please give us a call. Let us know if you're interested, either in coming to an orientation or just keeping in touch to find out more about the program. Let us know, and we'll make it happen. Our next training is set to begin in August. So it's coming up just around the corner.
And if I can say also add to it,
Yep.
Another thing, I think exposure is really important, exposure to the career, the field that you're studying.
Mm-hmm.
So we go on company tours. So actually our students, we take them out, they visit companies, and we have that partnership with employers that has been, we've had for years. And that employer can show you around, and we have great tours, and so it's a great opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Pleasure, yeah. So thank you very much. Again, I'm put on the screen our number and our address. Give us a call. Hope to see you on a Wednesday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys.